Hi, what's up guys? So I am in Poland now. It's been a crazy last few weeks because from the Philippines I went to Scotland and then I was in London for 2 weeks, Madrid for Christmas, and now I'm here in Poland. It was a pretty good time. I just wanted to give a little bit of a life update, some future plans for the channel, explain a little bit of why I chose to move here to Poland. So I'm living in this place called shared co-living, and it's an interesting situation because it has a very similar feel to a college dorm. I can hear everything that my neighbors say. The walls are pretty thin. There's like 700 people living here in this building. There's a lot of cool shared areas like a game room, there's a laundry room, there's a bunch of co-working spaces, there's a terrace, all these really cool things. And I spent New Year's here and that was pretty cool. I was able to meet a lot of people. Why did I choose Poland? I'm gonna make a different video in the future, really diving deep into it. I really like the location because of where Krakow is located. It's very easy to travel to Western and Eastern Europe. Obviously, it's cheaper than Western Europe. I wanted to get that European lifestyle, and I actually think I could probably survive in Spain right now, but man, London was rough for me. Everything was so expensive there, so I don't think I could live there. This way I'm able to explore Europe without having to break the bank. I heard that there were a lot of Asians here, which is kind of true. There's quite a few Asian supermarkets here in Krakow, thankfully, so I've been able to get some ingredients for cooking and all that stuff. And in the building that I'm at right now, there are quite a bit of Asians, but they're mostly Chinese people and kind of like foreign exchange students. So I don't really interact with them that much because, you know, they don't really speak English and my Mandarin is kind of like poor at best. I also have some friends here. They were raving about it, so I wanted to check it out for myself. Also, Poland has a really good visa situation for Americans. It's technically in the Schengen region, but Poland has a specific loophole, which I'm not going to talk about in this video. You can DM me if you want to know about it, which allows Americans to stay here for an extended period of time. So let's talk about dating a little bit. I thought that after 6 months, I would be ready to start dating again, but if I'm being honest, I feel like I'm not in the right headspace yet. I'm just trying to get my life back together. You know, a lot of people ask me, what is dating like in Vietnam? What was dating like in the Philippines? All these things. And I'm just like, I'm in these countries for like a month at a time, right? So it doesn't really make any sense for me to like, I guess, date people if I'm going to be leaving within a week or two. Plan now is to find a little bit of stability here in Poland or wherever I end up. Because my plan is to stay here for at least 6 months. And then if I like it, I'll stay longer. If I don't, I'll go somewhere else. The last 5 months have been crazy. I haven't spent more than a month in any single apartment, and I've been to so many cities, so many different places. So it's been really, really chaotic. I feel like when you're living like a nomad life like that, it's just very hard to build connections and make friendships and date people because you just don't really have any real stability. I still flirt, you know, I enjoy talking to people, meeting people, but something doesn't feel right yet. It's not that I'm still thinking about my wife. I just don't feel like my heart is quite prepared for another relationship. I don't really know what I want right now. Just not even in relationships, but in life. My life has been so hectic. So the goal really is just to find some stability, recuperate. Once I'm in a better state, mentally and physically, then I can decide what I want to do next. Just for my time here in Krakow, granted I haven't really spent a lot of time in the main city, so I haven't been able to see a bunch of people, especially with the holidays and the weather and everything, but I haven't been quite impressed with Polish girls, to be honest. The hottest girls that I've met here have been like Ukrainian or from some of the other Russian territories. I don't know why, like maybe I'm just not in the right places yet, but the Polish girls haven't really quite done it for me, but I might change my mind in the future, we'll see. And something I noticed too, kind of the white people here in general, they don't age the same way that like Asians, black people, and Latinos do. These people will be attractive maybe in their 20s and stuff, but then once they're in their 40s and 50s, I don't know, it's just being an Asian person, you know, I just have a different expectation of how people are supposed to age. I'm not gonna say if it's good or bad, you know, I don't want to be too controversial, but you guys can take with that what you will. If you guys want to support the channel, please consider donating. You can donate to me through PayPal or through Venmo, or if you guys want to subscribe to my Patreon, you're gonna have access to a lot of unreleased videos and videos that I had to take down from the past. If you guys can find it in your heart to donate, that would help a lot. Thank you so much. What are my thoughts on Krakow so far? I'm gonna make a first impressions video in the future, but some quick thoughts is that I like the location because it's easy to get everywhere. It's kind of a college town, which is quite nice because there's a lot of young people here. I realize that when I travel, I'm not the biggest fan of going to big capital cities. I would much rather go to the second city. So for example, in Colombia, I mean, Bogota and Medellin are both quite big. I liked Medellin for a while, but I fell in love with Manizales, a smaller second city. When I was in Thailand, I loved Chiang Mai. When I was in Vietnam, I loved Da Nang. So knowing that about myself, Krakow seemed to be like the best fit. The airport here is quite good internationally, and it's quite easy to travel around everywhere. It's A beautiful city so far from what I've seen, but everything is just so far. Maybe it's just like where I'm living. Every time I want to go to the mall or I want to go, you know, buy some things for my apartment, it's quite a bit drives away because everything's quite spread out. So if you don't have a car here, it's kind of hard to transport. You have buses, you have like the little tram and stuff, but they're not always reliable. Thankfully, there have been a lot of like Bolt scooters all around the city, so it's been nice to take advantage of that. That is relatively cheap and gets you to most places in the city, but I'm still trying to really figure it out, so I don't really have a good understanding or really impression of Krakow yet because I've mainly just been focusing on trying to get my life back together. It is very walkable though because everything is flat here, so I'm thinking about getting a bike maybe because it seems just like a nice city to be able to bike around. Scooters are very convenient for now. It's also interesting that Poland is a very Catholic country. I didn't expect that because I heard that it was very religious, but I didn't know it would be so embedded into the culture. And it's just weird being in a Catholic country that isn't like Latin America or the Philippines, right? Because that's more what I'm used to. So being in a country that's like Slavic and white and also Catholic is going to be a very interesting experience. What can you guys expect in the next 6 months? After I left Colombia, I wasn't entirely sure what my channel was going to be, but it slowly evolved into a travel channel and I've had a few of those videos go viral, so I think I'm going to continue doing that. If you guys have been following me for a while, you guys know that I used to do controversial opinion pieces back in the day. I think I'm going to lay off that for a while because I noticed that once I stopped doing that, my videos started taking off and my channel started doing better. And right now I want to get the bag. Within the next 6 months, I'm just planning on exploring a lot of Eastern Europe. I'm going to make a lot of content about Poland. I really want to go to Romania, Serbia, Albania. Bulgaria, I'm still kind of on the fence about. It really depends on, you know, the recommendations I get from my audience, from you guys. I've already been to Turkey. I liked Turkey a lot. Made a video about that with my ex-wife, so I wasn't able to publish it. But I also wanted to see some of the Central European cities that I've seen before. I really love Budapest. It's one of my favorite cities in the world. I haven't seen Prague yet, so I'm gonna make a video about that. I have a friend in Vienna that I may visit, so I might make a video about that. Might go to Germany, you know, just the possibilities are endless now that I'm in Europe. So if there's a specific spot that you guys want me to check out, leave a comment down below and I might get to it. I'm just gonna play everything by ear for the moment because of how the Schengen visa works. I'm only allowed to explore the Schengen countries within the first 90 days of my stay here. In the future, if I decide to stay here and I get a little more permanent residence in Europe, then I'll be able to really explore all the Western European countries. But I am going to be staying in Europe for a while. I'm just kind of tired of moving around and exploring all the time, so I want to have a home base. Europe is really nice because it's so easy to get everywhere here. But in the future, when I do go to Latin America again, it's going to be Mexico, Argentina, and Brazil. That will probably be next year, but we're going to have to see how it goes. It's been a really amazing, crazy journey. You know, thank you for following me along in Asia and everything that's been going on in my life. I hope I can continue to provide really good content to you guys. So just share your thoughts down below. Thank you guys so much for following, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.